Hello, grade 8s, and how are you doing? Well, I'm also doing okay, thank you for asking. Oh, wait, okay, so we're on the skills section here, and I've opened up our website. This is just our go-to where everything is that we need to know. You would have seen on Classroom a link directly to this page. Now, it's lovely to have a week available to us to work through our skills and just practice them. So, as I said on Friday, wonderful opportunity just to revisit and re-practice some of the things from the whole year. Individual bite-sized chunks of content. Right, so on this page, we've got holiday skills papers. Now, I think they're 30. Yeah, 30. So, I know you're worried 30 is not enough. Come on, Sue. You know that I want to do more than 30 practice papers. That's right, eh? Yeah, good one. Anyway, so there are 30. If you want to make more, you can make more using this link. Notice that it says number 1, number 10. It's just the way it's going alphabetically. Number 1, here's number 2. It doesn't matter which number you do. And the first thing I'm going to ask you is, whenever you do these practice papers, first thing to do is write down which paper you're doing. Just means that I can see, oh, you're on paper 3. I can open up paper 3 and look at the same question. Okay, so I've got a run through of what to do, and we're going to go through that in this video. And that's the point. Just see how are we going to work through this week. So what day is the starting day of this week? Cool. So we're just putting these in just to make sure we're still on track and awake. Okay, so for this week, Monday, you're busy watching this video. So you know what's happening, what's expected of you. Tuesday, you're doing questions 1 to 30. Wednesday, we've got the equivalent of 2 lessons because we've got the tutorial as well as our synchronous lesson time. And therefore, we've got enough time to do both of these. So we're going to do another 30 questions. So it's spaced out. You're welcome to go ahead. And then Thursday's our break day. So relax Thursday. Take a break if you want to. That's, I can't instruct you to take a break. Which are you going to be taking a break on Thursday? I really hope the answer was yes there. So Friday we're going to meet. We're going to say hello. We're going to do Q&A in that time. In other words, you bring questions. We go through anything. In the meantime, you handing in work so I can give you feedback on it. But let's jump in and see what a skills paper is. So you come here and you go, okay, let's start at number 1. Very good place to start. So you click here and it opens up the skills paper. Now, if you have access to a printer, go for a print. If you don't have access to a printer, no worries, no need either. So let's say I've got mine here. I notice, this says practice paper number 1. So I write down 1 because then I know that I'm on paper number 1. That also means that you don't re-practice the same paper. Okay, all of this stuff on the front page is what this would look like if you were doing this and it was the full 100 marks. So notice that in non-corona times, you would have done this, it would have been 100 marks, and you would have done it in 60 minutes. So that's useful to know that each question, you don't even have a minute for each question. It really is, you know it, you don't, you move on. And this is going to be incorporated in your main exam. So let's run through. Just a question again. Which practice paper is this one that we're looking at? Ooh, are we awake? It says, that says V1. That's not the top. It's actually right at the top. Okay, so here are the types of question we're looking at. Whole numbers. 6 times 3, 18. Oh, whoopsie. But you see, that wasn't too long at all. 0 divided by 31. Well, 0 divided by anything, 0. If I've got 0 Smarties, I'm dividing by lots of people. Each person gets 0. So you see how quickly it can go. Then you're going 47 plus 79. Can't remember how to do that. Wasn't there some sort of trick? 47 plus 7. No. Remember, we had these tricks where we said, what happens if you added 80? So therefore, 47 plus 80 is easier to do, 127, but you've added 1 too many, so minus 1. So remember, there were these little tricks to do these questions here that we're doing. 17 times 4, Isn't that just 17 times 2? 34 times 2 again, 68. So remember, there were these tricks that we did to do these quicker. So you're going through highest common factor, HCF of 10 of 20. Well, HCF, I know it's 20. No, wait. Factors are numbers that go into both of these. So you pause there and you go, which ones are factors and which ones are multiples? So what do you do at this stage when you sit here and you go, I can't remember which one's a factor, which one's a multiple? Well, very interested to see what you've written there, to be honest, in your response. Because what I'm hoping that we're going to do is we're going to look for the resources, and your primary resources, your maths book that you've been writing everything in so diligently all year. So you're going to look back there. So let's rewind to the steps that are on the website that I've suggested you do. Whenever you do a practice paper, number one, let's zoom in so that I can see in my smudgy glasses. I think, oh, whoa, I can take my glasses off at this rate. But that's quite nice. This is quite big, hey? That's cool. I love a good laugh. Okay, so write down the practice paper. Cool, we did that. When you struggle, look back at your notes in your maths book. Cool. Mark your own work. So a lot of the time when you're working, you can check your answers. And the whole point is you're still learning as you're going along. And this in particular, we're checking our answers and we're going, okay, so at the back page, they're all the answers to the whole thing. 18, 0. So far I'm doing well. So I can look back here and I can go, excellent, 18, I'm fine, 0. Maybe for this third question, I wrote 47 plus 79 is 30. I go back to the end and I go, hang on, this one I haven't got right. Oh, I made a little slip. I was doing something else. And let me relook at it again and I can see, right. So I've got it wrong, but I've said, no, I'm fine with this actually. Then I go here and I say, okay, great stuff. Let me look at this. And 37 minus 18. I wrote, let's see what I wrote here, 15 or something. And I look at the answer and I've got it wrong. And I still have no idea why not. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle this and put a little bit of a star on it to say this is something that I need to come back to. This one I got right and I was happy. This one I got right, I was happy. This one I got wrong, but I'm actually happy that I know how to do it now. This one I'm still actually at a loss. I've looked back at my notes, I'm still struggling. So I say, go back to the questions that you got wrong or we're not comfortable with, because you may have got it right but still not sure, and try to make sense of them. Put a star or circle or something the questions you're still struggling with, so that when you hand in your work, the ones that I see ticks on and the ones that I don't see any marks on, I'm not going to look and be too worried that you're struggling with them. But this one's going to jump out and I'm going to go, sure, I wonder what's happening. 15, I get a sense of what you were trying to do. I think you were adding these and subtracting these. Okay, let's see how I can help you with that. And last thing, it goes without saying, never, ever, ever use a calculator. Don't even, oh, well, let me just check if If you want to check you got it right, go to the end. Answers are there. Bad habit. Nothing in the skills paper requires a calculator. You will not have a calculator with you. These are not to be written on your calculator. Please, 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 you're only doing yourself a disservice when you're reaching for your calculator. I must be honest, I've noticed some worrying things about, sometimes I'm seeing people that write, oh, a third, so they write 0,3. I don't know what that is. We haven't done that. And I'm not worried that you're bringing in previous knowledge, great stuff. I don't know what that nonsense is. A third is a third. Fractions, happy with fractions. I just see some evidence that looks a little bit strange going on. So let's stick to that. Okay, cool. So what tool are we definitely never using? Cool. So we're slow awake, slow on track. And that's how we're going to go through it. So as I said, the first bit is going to be run through questions 1 to 30. So you're going to look at whole numbers. Oh, okay, these things I know how to do. Okay, I'm not quite sure I remember. Oh, factors, multiples, I'd forgotten. Look back at my notes. Prime numbers. Okay, I can write those. 196 product of prime factors. Okay, maybe the first time you're going through, you go, okay, that's going to take a little while. Let me just hit the ones I know how to do. Less than, greater than, etc., etc. and then let me come back. Oh yeah, let me look at my notes. And you go through up to 30 and you go, okay, pause. That's what is due on Tuesday. Then the next day, the next 30. Now, notice what I've said here. Some of the questions may be on topics we haven't fully covered yet. What a beautiful opportunity to stretch yourself. Now, this is not true for these. We've done all of these, even if it feels like you haven't. So, simplify, exponent form. These questions I always recommend write them as a fraction like this. Ooh, that's a terrible fraction. 8 squared. And then you can remind yourself what that rule was. So just convert those like that. Remember that these scribbles I'm making on the website, and it's in this version here. That's just busy getting updated, not in these versions. So these are the blank versions that everyone in the grade has access to. Okay, then Pythagoras. What was Pythagoras again? Ratio, proportion, fractions. What were all of these things? Great stuff, great stuff. And then we get up to here, 69. Then we move on to 70 to the end. That's Wednesday. And a Cartesian plane. This is where it's going to be interesting to see. Oh, we've done some Cartesian plane. But it's interesting because we skipped some. No. And then for the algebra, I just want you to do this once. It's going to give me a good insight into what you know from algebra. If you don't know it all, just put a star, maybe if you go, don't know. But I should hope you know how to do these, because these are just equations. So we actually know how to do all of these things. These are the bits we're about to go into. And simplify, okay, distribute, so we know how to do that. Distribute, we know how to do that. Here, we haven't quite covered, although we've hinted at it. And here, again, we've half done. So actually, 5 questions. Let's see how you do. The rest we've actually all done. I forgot that. Okay, cool. So there we go. How are you feeling for this week? So this is genuine question. What do you really want to put down so that I know? I'm recording this Sunday night. You watching this Monday. What do you want to desperately get to me, or not desperately? What do you want to just write down there, just to tell me something to take note of for this week? I'm always going home, always excited, and I will never not apologize for my excitement. I love it. I was going to say, oh, sorry, no. So, cool. So, just leaving an open-ended question for you. What else do you really want to ask or say at this point? Goodbye. See some of you on Wednesday. See all of you online on Wednesday. Have the bestest of weeks.